Okay, today I'm going to connect a new user to their Microsoft account. But in order to integrate that with my cluster, I'm going to have to add that user here, and I will give them the same password they have in their Azure account. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in the password field, and then hit continue. And I'm going to go ahead and add them to the team folder. Commit that. So here you can see user 1, and there's the team folder. And we'll go to group policy under account and login and the single sign-on option. And here's where we need to connect to the app that we're going to build over in the Azure platform. So I'm going to need this information here. So I'm going to open that up and view the page as source code. And here I can see the entity ID, but I'll come back to that later. So I log into my Office account. And we'll go to the admin section. And here I can access the admin centers, and I'll scroll down to the Azure Active Directory features. Okay, so under the Active Directory, I want to go to App Registrations. And I've already got one here that I use for testing, but I want to add another one. I'm going to call this Azure SSO 2. And when I go down to the sign-on URL, that's where I'm going to need this source code. So I'm going to get the entity ID. And I'm going to need to use this several times. So I'll copy that. And I'll paste it as plain text. And then hit the Create button. Okay, so I've created that app. Now I'll select these settings and look at properties. And here I want to see the app ID URL, and that is not correct. It's for my hadroncloud.com account. So I need to replace that. I copy that and I will paste that in here. So now it matches. I'll go ahead and I'll hit Tab so it'll accept it. And then I'll hit Save. So we've updated that property. Now I'll go to Reply URLs, and just to make sure that this matches up, we want to make sure that everything's connected. Now I go back into the app. Here I'm going to need to add a user to it, that user that I created, user 1. So I need to go to Enterprise Applications, go back into my application, and here you can see that there are 0 users. So I go to Users and Groups, and to add a user, I just hit the Users and Groups button again. I choose the user 1, and then I go ahead and select that and assign. Okay, now back here at the applications, I go to Endpoints, and I'm going to need to copy the Federation metadata document address here, the XML address, just so that I can open that in a new tab. And that gives me access to all the properties that I need in my tenant. And so I'm going to select the SAML P sign-on, and I'm going to paste that under the IDP endpoint URL. Now I'll get the, I'm going to need the email parameter next. So I need to go down to the claim types offered section, and here I'll see the name of the user section. I'll get that URL. Hit Control-C to copy. I'll paste it in the email parameter. Now I go down to the given name parameter. And then I'll go back over here and I'll look for the given name. That's the information that I need. I'll copy that by Control-C. And I'll paste that in that field. Now I need the surname parameter. So I'll jump back over and look for surname and then get the information that I need. Hit Control-C again to copy. And I'll paste it in that field. I need one more thing. I need the metadata from that. And so I'm going to switch to a page source code view so I can get rid of the XML formatting. I'm going to Control-A and then right-click Copy and then paste that in that field as plain text. So that single sign-on app has been connected to our server, and now I'm going to choose single sign-on in my Windows client, and I want to log in with my Microsoft credentials. So I'll get my password in there, hit sign on. I have to answer this request and accept it. And now I have logged in to the portal with my Microsoft credentials, and we're all connected, and other users can now be added as well without having to go through that again, because we're connected the portal to the Microsoft account. So that's how you use the group policy SSO setting to connect a Azure app to your tenant. Hope that was helpful, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Thank you.